What it do? What it do? Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's up, family? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? One Piece, chapter 1148. Um, early, mad early, unexpected being this early. I know, but it's always early. So I was like, let's just get to it. You know what I'm saying? Let's knock it out. Um, I did hear a little bit about the chapter. Heard is one of those that I might want to avoid for agenda purposes. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right, let me stay out the way. What up, Z? What up, Sanji? What's up, Unknown? T Money, what's happening? What up, Aris? Hey man, we early today. We early today. So Knicks in 4. You know, we gotta do 10 minutes of yap. 10 minutes of yap. 10 minutes of yap. The Knicks are surprising me, bro. I ain't gonna lie, the Knicks are surprising me. I didn't expect it. Yo, Trent said gender purposes. I gender purposes. He said that's crazy. He said peen in the chat. Celtics surprising me. I didn't expect them to be down 0-2 going to New York. I saw that apparently tickets to get to the game 3 is the highest they've ever been. But I get it. It's New York. Everybody gonna want to be there. I don't know how the Celtics win that game. I don't know how they win that game. Let's see every chapter. Yeah, chapter looked like it came out a couple hours ago, I think. I don't know for certain. Jason Tatum is the most overrated superstar in the league. Here's the thing. Here's why I don't agree with that. Because everybody already clowns Jason Tatum. So I don't think he's overrated. I think he's properly rated. Disco, what's happening? Hey, it just came out. Caught you at the right time. So as a Pistons fan, we are up now seeing this. Yo, what up, PG? What up, Zikor? Appreciate you being here, my G. What up, Jets fan? I think with the Lakers out now, if I had to say who I'm rooting for, I'm low-key rooting for the Cavs. I like Donovan Mitchell. I don't mind the Knicks getting there, considering. I mean, I like Jalen Brunson, bro. Like Jalen Brunson is probably the most, I would say, surprising superstar. I don't know if he can consider him a superstar. Surprising, like top tier playoff performer. Even though he was cold at Villanova, Jalen Brunson is, bro. Even with the limitations, you would think, I guess, physically, it doesn't seem like Jalen Brunson is like great, like exceptional in anything. He's just really good. He's just really good at everything. What up, Young Ivy? How you doing, bruh? Say if JT for sure overrated. If he wasn't a Celtic, no one would question him being top 6 or 7. Or overhated. Yeah. I agree. People don't like JT, and I think he just kind of. What's his issue? I think he's maybe too passive. I don't know. For like get the chapter to load. Yeah, it's not on the. I don't think it's on the original site yet. Hold on. Oh yeah. He too light skinned. That's crazy. I'll admit he don't help us catch some of the corny things he does. He's a great role model. Him and Shay are the best personalities off court to represent the league. I'm not gonna lie. Shay sometimes I feel like he be forcing it. Sometimes he be forcing it a little bit. That's how I feel about Shay sometimes. He be forcing it. I like Shay though, but sometimes it's like, all right, relax. Sometimes just make a comeback. I mean, I don't think the series is over, right? I don't think the series is over at all. But whatever, CK. Shay definitely watch Solo Leveling. Like, he be forcing it sometimes. I'll be like, all right, bro. So where the Grove been? Man. I don't even know. Sitting here from Knicks fans all season. I mean, the Knicks in general probably underperformed this past season because of the additions, but like it was a lot of additions. Chemistry takes time, and they flowing now. First, I'm sick of light-skinned basketball players. That's crazy, James. He said, I'm sick of light-skinned basketball players. Just all of them in general? Hey, man, get used to it. That's like the new meta. It's because of April to go. Nah, Disco. When I don't know when the next one is, to be honest. But when it is, I'll let you know. It's scary for who ain't OKC in the West. If OKC wins it this year, it's really scary. Sensei is a Rana hater. Please speak to his doom and gloom loving self. The chapter is titled Rana. We about to get to it. When I was talking to Sai didn't care for Rana. I'm like, Sai, what's wrong with Rana? Rana was just so pleasant and cool. We'll see. The chapter is titled Rana, so we'll see where that goes. He said yes in general. Jeez, what did light skins do to you, James? Gives chapter 8. Oh, 8 out of 10. I haven't seen any like chapter ratings for 8 out of 10 in a while, so Caster caught up in the Freako with Diddy. That's why it's no growth. I can't say. It's not my case to speak on. 8 or 9. Oh, JP says 6.5. Oh, damn. JP came in hot. He said 8. He said that's 6.5. All right. How'd I get the Z link? For members, I posted on the 6.5 probably because you want more action. On the community tab. It's on the community tab, so it should be there. You should see it. But all right, let's get to it. Then we yap after a bit. One Piece chapter 1148, Rana. Look at my girl Alti, man. Look at Alti, bruh. On the way to Hakama to deliver Kawamatsu the hat entrusted to me by Otama. I'm about to say, wait, page 1. He's right there. No, that's dope. That's dope. Damn, Yamato might. I ain't gonna say it. I was like, Yamato about to have like some stronger subordinates than Kaido, but it's early. So now we're delivering a hat to Kawamatsu. All right. So none of them are at King's level? Not yet. Remember, like, page 1 on Altia, like, well, early 20s? Say ever? Bro, stop playing. Stop playing, bro. Stop playing, bro. Page 1 and Alti. Yeah, they're like damn near teenagers. They will be stronger than King. For sure. Hope that Yamato declines to become their leader and still leave Wano. I think she's going to leave Wano, but I think they're going to leave with her. Yeah. I think they're going to leave with her. I think Yamato is gonna pull up with their own crew at the final war. I mean, I think it's just like this is just how anime is, where just like the next generation just surpasses the previous generation. It just is what it is. Okay. Wow, my legs made me veer off. Rania. Oh, what the hell? Lunarian's still broken. At some point, we got to talk about how broken all these Lunarians are. Yet there's only one left. Maybe. These Lunarians are so broken. I guess, man. How did they lose? They got beat. They got beaten. We literally saw King lose. We saw it. Like, I think at the end of the day, they have a great ability. You know, but we saw it. But it was against a minority hunter. A bit of a boost. No, I agree. I don't think King probably wasn't the last Lunarian. I think they hiding. I'm not gonna lie. I think some of them are hiding. All right. Rania, where you going? You're gonna fall. Rania, how did she veer off though? How does that even happen? The ability's overrated and the durability is underrated. The ability is overrated and the durability is underrated. I don't know if the durability is underrated. The only reason why people gas Lunarians is because of the durability. More than anything. You need ACOG to damage Lunarians? I don't think so. There's specific panels of Zora not, I mean, you know what? We about to go down a rabbit hole. So Nick's up 2-0. Yo, Stan, what's happening? Nick's up 2-0 and third Dino draft starts in an hour. Brago live. Today's a good day. What? Oh, rookie draft, Stan? I had my my 2 rookie drafts this past weekend. Last weekend. This past Sunday and Saturday. So good stuff. Great days, great times. Stan, is it like a slow draft or do you guys like do a regular draft? Yo, AIM. AIM. Yo, appreciate you, my G. Thank you for joining Famo. Yo, whatever. Yo, 31 months in assemble. I appreciate you, whatever. A slow 8-hour clock. Yeah, you had some people that were complaining about like a slow draft for a rookie draft, saying, "Yo, let's get over it." I'm like, bro, like we wait all year. We wait all year pretty much to get to the rookie draft. Why y'all trying to rush through it? You know what I'm saying? Like, let it happen, bro. Like, chill. Like, it's a slow draft. Like, yo, why we not making picks, bro? This got lives, dog. And we talking trades. Let it rock. I think King had a bad fruit for his abilities. Yeah, King's fruit wasn't the best, right? But just because you tired, I can imagine though. I get it. You gotta have time to work. Exactly. For Rania though, how does she veer off like this? That's not making sense to me. Said my legs made me veer off. I mean, of course, these translations we gotta wait and you know what I'm saying, but says that's weird. But it's fine. Don't worry about me, Ilva. All good, no problem. This is nothing. It's not. Oh. The arrow is going that way. Rania. Yo, she's like the meme where it's like, it's okay, everything's fine. And there's fire all around. Come back, Rania. It's dangerous. You will fall to the underworld. Smers, the first brat is about to fall. Perfect. Make sure all of Elbaf hears her voice. All right. If in 30 seconds you still haven't made a decision, I'll drop the first kid. Jarul of the Bearded Mountain ordered the teachers to set fire to the school and the library. He's crazy. Lord Jarul, this library holds texts passed down from past generations for millennia. But their lives come first. Do you even realize what you're saying? What do I think about Elbaf so far? That's I think Elbaf so far has been fine. When we think of like the peak so far of Elbaf, we're thinking of like what's the peak so far? Loki? No, Shamrock. That the Shamrock's reveal is a peak of no, actually no. The mural, right? The mural. The mural is the peak. But what the mural is, and the reason why the mural is it's tough with the mural because as important of a chapter that was, it still just leads to more theories. It is not conclusive. And so I think Elbaf so far hasn't had like those crazy peaks that are sustainable, right? But I think in general, bro, for One Piece fans, it is a lot of fans kind of go with the flow, right? And go with like the hype, right, of the arc. And I think in general, it hasn't been the lows of Wano, but it hasn't reached even some of Wano's peaks, right? The mural is cool. Shamrock, the mural is really cool. Shamrock is really cool. But then you completely remove Shamrock. There's no more discussion about the mural. And so now we're back. And you're doing it with characters that we're not really familiar with. You're introducing Gunko, introducing Smers, basically introducing Gaban. And then I think the most interesting part, one of them was Loki. And Loki's kind of been parked for a while. Right? Loki's been parked. And so you get into this like steady set of chapters where the chapters aren't bad, but the chapters aren't necessarily peak. Right? So I think Elbaf has been fine. I think Elbaf has been good. But it's just a tough transition when you come from Egghead per se. Right? Because Egghead, we were just fighting the Gorosei. I think this is one of these arcs you got to be patient. It seems like it's going to be a slow build, slow burn, but I feel like it's going to be an amazing payoff at the end, considering what we got from the mural and the history in Elbaf. So I think it's just one of those you got to be patient. I really think Elbaf is going to pay off. Funny enough, you know, Oda does the parallels and thing like this. It's starting to feel a little bit like Skypiea, where let's be honest, yo. Let's be honest about Skypiea. Before NL, snooze fest. No, I think in hindsight, it's an amazing arc, right? Like, it's an amazing arc because of what we know now. But in the moment, I'm not gonna lie. Fighting the priests, I ain't care for it. But like then we get to NL and it's just peak. So, and then in hindsight, it's way more important to the story than you initially thought. So I think Skype is one of those arcs that aged like wine. I mean, it's kind of like the people that it's kind of like Thriller Bark, right? Where Thriller Bark is, we know what we remember from Thriller Bark. But Thriller Bark is a really good arc. Like, Thriller Bark is fun, especially on the reread. Thriller Bark is one of the funniest arcs. It just doesn't have the peaks of the previous arc and the arc after. So, it's just, when you think of Thriller Bark, a lot of people think of, well, nothing happened, right? And maybe think of the Straw Hats and fighting Moria. But in general, it doesn't have as many peaks as other arcs. So Elbaf feels like that. I think this is standard. I just think we've gotten a bit, you know, you got us here with Egghead, and so it's just transitioning backwards. Like, okay, we got to be patient again. Yo, shout out to Young Smoke, bro, with the $200 donate. Yo, appreciate you, Smoke. He said, not gonna lie, I'm kind of getting burned out. I will always like One Piece, but for me personally, enough mysteries. I want more reveals tied to storylines that don't make the final arc. Call me selfish, but I'm speaking my mind right now. I want One Piece done by 28-29. It's a hot take. Damn, Smoke came through. He says he's kind of burnt out. Smoke donated another 10 and says, so far, only the mural tickles my fancy. Elbaf is kind of hard for my ADHD. Okay. I'll say this, right? I'll say this about Elbaf. And when it comes to just One Piece right now, right? I feel like this is standard One Piece. I really think it's standard One Piece. But, and Drew is right. We do this all the time. However, it's kind of like a progressive thing where, and I personally, I think part of the reason why people are getting burnt out faster is genuinely because some of the recent arcs, as great as they have been, hasn't had the payoff that was worth the wait. So some people are at the point now where they're like, I don't want to go through this again in an arc and not get the payoff that I feel like is satisfying. I'll just wait and binge, as opposed to reading it week to week and then not getting the payoff that I feel like is satisfying. I think Egghead had amazing potential with payoff. And I think Egghead, honestly, towards the end, if I had to rate the payoff of Egghead, I'd say it's like a 7. Like a 7. I think in general, the most important things that Vegapunk said, it was cut off, right? But and Wano, we know Wano's payoff wasn't the best. I think that's the main issue. When I see people commenting or people talking about it, it's people are apprehensive, right? People are apprehensive, so they're like, all right, I'll just come back and I'll read it when the arc is over, or when we get to a point where it's like I feel like it's hype enough to get there. No, Egghead definitely spoiled us. We definitely got spoiled in Egghead. I mean, it's like that. We were fighting a Gorosei. By the end of the arc, everyone will be yelling peak. Of course. But that doesn't discount how they feel, though. Right? Where every arc has a peak moment. That's just One Piece. I think that's one thing that's that's guaranteed. Every arc, you're going to scream peak at some point. Every arc. Every arc, no matter what. But some people not enjoying the payoff. Egghead has been the best post time skip. Man, it's so bro. It is tough. Was Egghead the best post time skip arc? I don't know. I gotta think about it. Smoke said, "Don't get confused though, guys. Oda's still my goat. I've been reading One Piece since '99. I just want Oda to land the plane, so to speak. Also, I'm burnt out because Oda built emotional payoff, but didn't kill Kuma after that sad backstory. Yeah, I think people got to be a bit more understanding, especially if you've been reading One Piece since '99. That's crazy, Smoke. Shout out to you, bro. That's amazing. Smoke. Appreciate the supers though. I appreciate you, my G. Says Egghead delivered. I think Egghead delivered. I think it could have been better, right? I didn't necessarily love the conclusion, but it could have been better. But Alert said, be careful what you wish for. When the story ends, we're going to be sick. Man, it's tough. That's been me, but with the anime low key, I'm not impatient at all, One Piece or otherwise. But I've been letting the anime build since before the break. I'm not gonna lie. For me, the anime has been knocking it out of the park. Of course, every now and again you have your mid episodes that I feel like, all right. But in general, the anime since probably Whole Cake, I want to say the second half of Whole Cake, Tea Party onward, has probably been better than the manga for me personally, and in regards to enjoyment. I think the anime has added so much and gotten so much better, but so the anime has been. I mean, in Wano, no question, the anime is better than the manga. Jets fan said, I think people want an Elbaf to be an aura farming arc because it's built up like that for so long. Since the Giants aren't like that, people are disappointed. Well, here's the thing. The main reason why I'm not disappointed with the Giants is because I came into Elbaf not expecting anything from them. I expected the Giants to be middies as they've always been. However, I'm open. I'm open for the Giants to prove me wrong. However, I have been satisfied with what the Giants have done because this is what I expected from said Giants. And I don't hate the Giants. I don't hate the Giants. I just see them for what they are. Now, again, Oda has a chance to prove me wrong with how impressive the Giants are. And, we know they're going to be a strong army, right? But I'm just talking about something redeeming about the Giants in Elbaf. So far, they've been fine, They've been fine. John Lillard came to the stream with Brago hating. Bro, I'm not. Bro, what? That's crazy. That's crazy. Wait, you say he's still mad how they did Kid? Whoa. Whoa. Why would I be mad what... First of all... First of all. Dory and Brogy didn't do nothing to Kid. Right? Dookie and Buki didn't... No. Dory and Brogy didn't do nothing to Kid. Kid was already done. Right? Kid was already done. Like, they just came after the fact on some let's bro, was that necessary? No. Come on, yo. They were the trash guys. They just did cleanup. The finishing blow, it was already done, bro. It's already done. They already surrendered. They literally already surrendered. Just take our poneglyphs. They came, time to be useful. I think the thing we love about One Piece sometimes affects One Piece is it's a lot of characters. There's a lot of characters, and Oda doesn't have time to focus on many of them. So some of them just end up feeling a bit hollow. And wait. Yo, Muhammad, appreciate you. Say I can't tell what's worse, hating the Giants or expecting nothing from them. Whoa. Wait, I think expecting nothing, there's nothing wrong with that. Wait. I didn't say nothing. I didn't expect much. You know what I'm saying? I didn't expect much. But I would say, okay, let's keep it a bean. Relative to expectation, right? I expected a lot from the samurai, right? Didn't get much. We got some good parts, but didn't get much from the samurai. High key disappointed in the samurai of Wano, right? But going in with the Giants, I didn't expect nothing. And I feel fine. I feel good. I'm like, all right, cool. This is cool. All right. They what I expect. They're big. So the samurai were more disappointed than the Giants. But it's just about my expectations going in. They say they're both ass, maybe, but my expectations were different for both. So far, Giants up. And that's real. Because it's when you think about the samurai, it's basically one major outlier, right? And it's Odin. But then we have a major outlier with Loki. And Loki honestly has surpassed my expectations so far. Where for Odin, I want to say Odin, strength-wise, lived up to my expectations. But how he handled a bunch of different things in Wano, We've talked about it. Let's get to page 4. The problem isn't their demands, it's the decision we have to make. Whether to submit to these guys or not. Are you suggesting we just let our kids die? Isn't there anyone nearby? We must put an end to this absurd game at all costs. Yeah, if it comes down to a long-standing history of Elbaf and how it relates to the One Piece world and your children, the children gotta go. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. Probably not. But I can see how it's split, right? I can see how it's split. Especially if you don't got kids. Like, imagine being in that room and you don't have kids, right? And you picking between our storied history and some kids that you can make more of. You know, we need a reset anyway in Elbaf. All right. Holding a country hostage, the strongest country in the One Piece world, hostage over 10 kids is crazy. No? I'm playing. You gotta save the kids. Chopper, you stay here. Huh? It's too risky to face them before we understand their powers. In that case, but I can't control my emotions anymore. Say no, Brago, stand on business. F them kids. Nah, because I don't really feel that way. Because if it was my kids, I'd be crashing out. So I get it. And if nobody agree, and if I'm talking about my kids, saving my kids, and then there's somebody talking about, yo, but our history, I'm probably smacking them. I'm not gonna lie. You crazy? History? Aim says, do you agree that honesty impact was conquerors? Bro, honestly, Aim. I'll be honest with y'all, bro. I'll be honest with y'all. Like, genuinely conquerors, and sometimes the power system just irks me. It just irks me. It's frustrating because this should not be a question. This should not be up for interpretation. This should not be something that we're trying to figure out. This is one of those things where it's like, I don't see the reason why this would be a mystery. And based on Kobe's projection and trajectory, I don't see a reason why it shouldn't be conquerors or wouldn't be conquerors. But then they released like information saying that Kobe doesn't have conquerors. So it's like, I think it's conquerors. It should be conquerors. But then it's like, oh, look at the size of the lightning and da-da-da. But I'm gonna say, personally, I think it's conquerors. Yo, Young Ivy gifted 5. Yo, appreciate you, Young Ivy. I appreciate you much. And shout out to Young Smoke for gifting 10 as well. Appreciate you, Smoke. As usual, if y'all got gifted a membership, just say thank you. Just say thank you to the guys. Jess, what's happening? Where you been at, bruh? How you been? How you been? How you been? How you been? Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with you. I'm starting not to care anymore about like if something's conquers or not. I'm really starting not to care anymore because it's like too much. It's too much brain power going into whether something is conquers or not. Too much. Just let us know. Kobe does not have the will to have cock, no matter what way you try to spin it. What's the will of cock now? Like I don't. What does that mean? Yo, Agent's a shout out from the Philippines. Appreciate you, Agent. Imagine if the Straw Hats were not here from Zach89. It'll only take 3 Holy Nights to pack up the whole island. Okay. The Holy Knights, they have a very they have unique powers that kind of basically put the entire country under hostage, put them in a hostage situation, right? Because and honestly, Elbaf has fallen off. That's just a fact. Elbaf has fallen off in regards to in regard to how not only how they train, how they prepare, and just them being warriors in general. So the God Knights having a jump and then being privy to information about Elbaf is not surprising that they could bring the country to its knees. Shout out to Yo Ho Ho Ho. He gifted the membership as well. Appreciate you, my guy. Lobi, member for 25. I appreciate you. You see, I treat cock and armament like the same thing. All right, let me read that differently. I treat COC and armament like the same thing, to be honest. I get that, but like we shouldn't. So read my super and tell me I'm bugging. Isaiah said people crap on Morge, but his vision for the arc was. What was Morge's vision for the arc? Nonsense says that when you're ready, I got a 3-part series on the story of hockey and how we should interpret it. A 3-part series? All right, just hit me on Discord. Nonsense. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Yes, I've been working, but I'm well. Hope y'all doing all right. Appreciate you being here, Jess. Hope you've been good. Hope you've been good. Wait, how many people gonna be in Houston in at the end of the month? At DreamCon, honestly, that might be in Dallas. So the raid should have failed with the arc being less fluff would have been peak. I don't know if the raid should have failed, but I don't know if the raid should have failed, but I didn't love how things are wrapped up. Yo, Andres gifted 5. Appreciate you, Andres. Thank you, my guy. Anthony Bembamba just donated 5. Didn't say anything. Appreciate you, Ant. Personally, I think Oda cut Wano short. I think Wano got to a point where Oda's like, all right, we got to wrap it up. Not even Oda. I think his editors are like, we got to wrap it up, yo. That's what I think about Wano. And then, Kankazaki shouldn't have been added to armament that way. It was fine being more symbolic. I don't know if I agree with that, Amps. just because I wanted Conquerors hockey to be more than just knocking out fodder, right? And we expect it to be more than just knocking out fodder. I just think it is not clearly defined what it does, right? So Conquerors hockey at this point is just an amplifier, we presume. How much of an amplifier, we don't know. It seems like Conquerors hockey is just, or advanced Conquerors hockey is just used as an amplifier to get whomever is at the lower level to be able to fight the person of a higher level. It's not necessarily, we have no idea what the level of the amplifier is. It's just something that's used as a way to bring equality. Unknown, you're right. Let's lock in. Radman says, I can't control my emotions anymore. You want to kill kids? You're insane. Even the world's worst criminals don't take children as hostages. Children as hostages. Yeah. Cut the sob story. It doesn't affect me. I'm trying to think, if I was a villain, would I spare kids? Like, listen, all right? Listen. No. I'm saying hypothetically, right? Hypothetically, like, because I just watched Attack on Titan, right? I just got through episode like 66 or 65. And, you know, Aaron didn't care. Right? Aaron didn't care. Right? He didn't care. Kids, men, women, whatever in between. He did not care. And here's the thing, though. Here's the thing we got to consider. If you spare the kids, right, you're leaving room open for an Avenger. I think if I really have it out for a country, right? If I really have it out for a country, and I'm like, and it's war, I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. Frankie, I'll join in too. Of course, do what needs to be done. Let's go together. Let's split into 2 groups. One fight with Dookie, one fight with Bookie. That's not what he said. He said, let's split into 2 groups. One will fight the monsters and the others will save the kids. To arms. Let's quickly head to the arboreal route number 8. Bring the ships. No, I like the fact that they're mobilizing though. This is good. This is good. I'm happy. I'm happy. Hold on. Also, when you burn the school and the library, no book should be taken out. Simply because what we want to destroy. Whoa! I'm not going to lie. He said, what we want to destroy is your culture and your history. Froob. Craspedia. I'm not gonna lie. That is despicable. We want to destroy your culture and your history. Right. Yo, why I just get a text and it said the kids though? Yeah. If I was a villain, not saying that's what I would do. I'm just saying if I was a villain, you know. So Robin attacking Smers is very interesting. Because I think it's a terrible matchup for her. But I don't know. This could just be. We'll see. Robin, are you okay? Be careful. We don't know that much about them yet. Yes, I know. Cuatro manos. I recognize you. You're Nico Clutch. I mean, listen, this is all cool. And I love what Robin's doing. You know, I love it. But like, why did he take the thorns off? Why is the thorns no longer protecting him? And also, the reason why this is all well and good and it's cool, but it doesn't move me as much because I know that they're immortal, right? Well done, Robin. You broke him. These guys are immortal. We can't beat them. Can you hear me, Elbaf? 20 seconds left until the first hostage falls. Damn, he's a zombie too. Huh? Hey, what are you doing? Don't tell me you're in love with me. She said, hold these titties, boy. Okay, Robin, what's your plan? Seriously? You actually jumped? Are you trying to kill yourself or what? Your feelings touch me, but I don't want to follow you to the afterlife. It should have been me, not him. Robin, what is she doing now? Idiot. Did she plan to drag him down too? I know perfectly that you're immortal and that you're a thorn man. If those invisible thorns disappear, we can save the kids. Oh, bravo. So you thought that by throwing me off the cliff, you'd put the kids out of the reach of my power? Not bad, girl. Huh? Wow, she vanished. She really planned everything. So classy, Robin. I've got goosebumps all over. No, good job, Robin. That's a good strategy. He definitely poked her face. What? It was that was a great strategy to at least get him out of the way so she can save the other straw hats. Smers was like he was almost honored. Smers is like, whoa, I feel your love, but like, what we doing? I'm not trying to die with you. So classy, Robin. I've got goosebumps all over. Damn, even a knife can't cut these ropes. That means we also have to deal with that girl to get out of here. Only 10 seconds left. It's him again. I need an answer, Jarl. Gunko, make them hear the girl's voice. Say something. Master Jarl, Oh, please don't do this. But please do it. Oh my God, the stakes? Like if Rana got like impaled right here by the thorns. I love school. I have lots of friends there. Rania, that's my daughter. And I love the library too. Because the books teach us so much about the world. And my teachers taught me that we shouldn't bother people and that we shouldn't do things they don't like. If the school and library have to disappear so I can survive. Okay. 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 All right. All right. All right. All right. I said after last chapter, Rania was my daughter of this arc. She said, if the school and library have to disappear so I can survive, I think that will bother everyone. So that's why it's better if I fall. Master Jaru, don't worry about me. I've always been lucky. It's gonna be okay. I knew this child was special. I knew this child was special, man. Big Rania! What is his face? 2, 1. Anji, set the school on fire. And burn the library. Understood. You look ridiculous, Nico Robin. Stop it. Get out of here, Robin. Do something. Huh? What? My arm isn't regenerating. It's been a while. Scopper Gaban? Oh, boy. Well. And he took the left hand, too. That's a good catch, Cam. Was it? Was it a left hand? Is it a left hand? Wait, why does it? Why? Wait. Why does it look like the left hand in one panel, then it looks like the right hand in another? No, it's the left hand. Is it both hands? Yeah, and one panel looks like the right, and one panel looks like the left. And one, wait. It looks like both hands got cut. He said it's been a while. All right, so God Valley matchup, God Valley rematch. It looked like both hands got cut. Like he cut one hand, then he cut the other. You see? But his weapon was definitely in his right hand though. And then, yeah, so yeah. Okay. 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 So is this? Is that ACOG? Listen, bro. We see the sparks. So it's obviously hockey being used, but he mentions his arm is not regenerating. So hold on. Wait. Let's go back to the previous page. The previous panel, he had it in both hands. And then nah. Definitely. Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Is the spoilers confirmed it? What did the spoilers say? You hope it's not just conquerors? ACOG evolution. All right. Like I said, I think Scopper's role was to show them how to hurt the Gorosei. Right? I thought that was his purpose here, and it seems to be what's going to happen. I don't think it has to be ACOG, right? I don't think it has to be ACOG because that severely limits the pool of people that can hurt them. And what Oda would have to do is then expand that pool, I think, unjustifiably. So I don't think it has to be ACOG. Personally, I think it's a specific armament technique that you have to learn because Luffy was using ACOG, right? I think it's a specific type of armament hockey. I don't think it's ACOG, personally. I don't think so. And honestly, I think if it's ACOG and that's the way to hurt them, that's detrimental to the story. Right? It's detrimental to the story because then you have to pigeonhole a lot of people into these spots because these are going to be some of our final antagonists, right? And if you're saying the only ACOG can hurt them, are you going to just give ACOG to people that don't deserve it? Is Yamato going to come back with this ACOG part 2? Is like how many people going to get this? So I think even the suspension of disbelief, right? Because Wing is saying Luffy never used ACOG on the Gorosei. That would just be horrendous writing. If Luffy never used ACOG at one time on the Gorosei, that's just horrendous. Absolutely despicable, horrendous, terrible, bad, insulting to our intelligence. Luffy said he tried everything, and I'm going to assume that he tried ACOG too. So it has to be something different. And the reason why this wasn't as surprising to me is because this was my expectation for Gaban in Elbaf. He shows us another step, not necessarily another level to ACOG, but just different technique. Just a different technique. And it deepens the power system, which means it's going to convolute it and conflate it and make it more confusing. But that's what the power system of One Piece, in regards to hockey, has been for a while. It is what it is. And then, you know what? Fingers crossed. My fingers are crossed for us backing into a God Valley flashback. Right? Because like I said, what Oda's going to do is he is going to give us different scenes and spots of God Valley, but he's not going to give us the full thing at once. So I think if next chapter starts off with like a nice flashback, right? Not like we don't see a fight, just an interaction. Let's do it. Let's do it, right? What could this be, though? What makes sense here? Advanced Conquerors doesn't make sense on its own. It doesn't make sense on its own because of what it means for the story, the characters that have it, and the opponents we're about to face. Because okay, let me tell y'all what this means, right? If Advanced Conquerors is the only way you can hurt the Gorosei, the only way you can hurt the God Knights, right? If you do think that the revolutionaries are going to be fighting the God Knights, all of them going to have ACOG then, right? That means Karasu, Morley, Lindbergh, Bello Betty, Hack. They all rocking ACOG. Do we think that? No, we don't think that. No, not a chance. I think it is arm and hockey, but it's another technique within that realm of arm and hockey. It could be soul infused, something like that, but no way. I know, now I understand what they said, stay away for agenda. I know what the agenda is. Because if Scopper has ACOG, Sanji's going to have ACOG. I'm not there yet. Love infused? And here's the thing. I don't even mind if Sanji gets Advanced Conquerors or Conquerors at all. Right? I don't mind it. I personally, I would say but I guess it would be the same thing for Zoro. But that was Zoro's like first major fight. It'd be like, why now? Right? Why give Sanji Conquers Haki now? After so much time. I don't think Sanji needs Conquers Haki. He doesn't need it. I think he has the necessary skills to compete with people that have Conquers Haki. I don't think Sanji needs it. I think, I'm not gonna lie. This face by Scopper here in this chapter, he's locked in, baby. He's locked in. It's almost like here. Okay, I high-key agree with this assessment about Mihawk having Conquerors and Advanced Conquerors, right? But do y'all understand how much more respect Mihawk as a combatant would get if he's the strongest swordsman in the world competing with Shanks with no Conquerors Haki? Like, if Mihawk doesn't have Conquerors Haki, bro, and he's at the top of the verse with just, bro, it is straight skill. That's even more impressive. I think when we try to attach Conquerors to all these different fighters, it starts to feel cheap. Not because they don't deserve it necessarily, but because you feel like that's the only way they can compete. And I think that would be a problem. If we only need Advanced Conquerors to compete, which I'm not going to lie, the story has painted it that way so far, somewhat. That at the top of the top, Advanced Conquerors is what they rock, right? But if Mihawk doesn't have Advanced Conquerors or Conquerors Haki, and he's this good, and he's at the top of the verse as a swordsman, Jesus Christ. The reason why it's different for Garp, Isaac, is because Garp doesn't have a weapon, right? Garp has no weapon. It is just straight hands. Garp needs Advanced Conquerors. Needs it. What? No weapon? Just me? In my hands? Nah, you had to have given Garp Advanced Conquerors. So I wasn't surprised when that was confirmed. At all. FCK said we don't need another step of hockey that only 3 people know and suddenly everyone uses it. I don't think it's another step of Conqueror's hockey, another step to armament, sure. It would feel a bit okay. But this is, you got to understand, these people are not normal people. In general, how many people have actually fought a God Knight, right? And tried to figure out how to defeat or stop a God Knight. So this is rare. This is rare air right now. So this specific technique, most people not knowing, that's realistic, in my opinion, right? Black Lightning said, people out here thinking Luffy on Egghead was fighting to protect everyone and said, nah, I'm using ACOG. That don't even sound like Luffy. Yeah, you're right, Black Lightning. You're right about that. Here's one thing I'll say. Let me make sure how to phrase it. I spoke to Vincent Chanzard last week, right? And we were talking about Luffy versus Kizaru. I'm trying to make sure I can say what. And basically it was like Luffy did not use in his mind, Luffy should have been using ACOG, right? But when animating, he was told no ACOG. So what Black Lightning is saying is correct, where, yeah, it doesn't make sense, but versus Kizaru, that doesn't make sense either. Right? So, I don't know. Ooh. As he thought it's convoluted. Why wouldn't Luffy use ACOG though? The explanation goes to that Luffy and Kizaru, they both were not trying to win. They both were trying to stall. And so at the end of the day, they both were, it was kind of like a dance. Like what can I do to keep you occupied? So through that, both fighters were just stalling. Now, it goes back to in this conversation with like Smoker and Law and Virgo, where it was like, why not just beat Virgo and get the heart back? Why go through this entire thing to do it, right? It's like, yeah, like, Luffy, if you're thinking about stalling, why not just knock him out? Right? Why not just knock him out? And now you don't have to worry about stalling. Right? For Kizaru, same thing. If you want to get past him and go to Vegapunk, why not just knock him out? But, you know, it's one of those anime things that it just makes sense to them, doesn't make sense to us. Yeah. Gear 5 seemingly is using Conqueror's Haki all the time, but I guess advanced Conquerors that's intent. But yeah. Smoke says, yo, appreciate you, Smoke. He said, Brago, I have a theory. Hear me out. The Holy Knights have different immortality. They can regenerate, but they age. Evidence Garling. Emu got perpetual youth and regen from fatal wounds from OP surgery. Holy Knights have different immortality. They can regen, but they age. Oh. Okay. I'm not mad at that. Because Garling age, and obviously when we see Smers in God Valley, he's not gonna look the same. So well, it could be that the aging process is stopped if you're connected to Emu. So maybe he can bestow regen, and then he can also bestow regen and youth, but you're connected to him if you have the youth. Maybe that's what it is. LIT Mohammed. He says, damn it, Ranja, how can we sacrifice you to preserve history when you be saying stuff like that? Yeah, there's no way you could sacrifice her after she says this. Just as more people get ACOG, the other Straw Hats should get the armament and stuff, you know? Because I feel there's no reason some of them don't have it at this point. Robin should have armament hockey. I don't give a damn. Robin should have armament and observation. I do not care what anybody says. Robin should have armament hockey. She should have observation hockey. It does not make sense for Robin not to have either. Literally no sense in the world. Robin is well-read. She's well-traveled. She's been alone for a long time. She's with the Revolutionaries for 2 years. There's no reason why Robin should not have, not Conquerors, armament hockey and observation hockey. Literally no reason. Brooke as well. Brooke, as much rich history that Brooke seems to have, Brooke should at least have armament, at least observation, one or the other. But, I understand. It's trying to preserve some semblance of balance amongst the crews or whatever. I do think Oda will give them hockey eventually. But Robin? Brooke? I mean, come on. Yo, shout out to Sodral joining family. I appreciate you. I do like that idea, though, Smoke, about them having different type of regen. Really never mean mug like this. Nah, this is one of these Gart mean mugs. Yeah, really never. Well, only time really looked this serious is when he's walking up on Blackbeard with all the Conquerors hockey just emanating. Said Brago, Sanji hated days slowly coming back, bro. I will never hate Sanji. They can never make me hate Sanji, bro. Ever. I did ask Vincent as well about Sanji versus Zoro. And does Toei hate Sanji? He said no. Toei does not hate Sanji. However, talking amongst his colleagues, his animators, the One Piece animators, they notice it. They've noticed they've noticed a little bit of a discrepancy between Zoro and Sanji. So it's not just us. We're not crazy. Right? They've noticed it as well. So yeah. I would say this, right? And he didn't say this or anything. This wasn't stated. This isn't something that's confirmed. I think that Sanji's going to have some amazing moments in the anime towards like when he does stuff in the arc. That's what I think. That's what I think. Because it's noticed. And of course, we condemn the people that went at Ishitani, the Sanji stands. I don't even want to call them Sanji stands. Those are just weirdos. That went at Ishitani for like those moments. But it's something that they say they've noticed. And they can't really pinpoint why it's happened. I think he said like maybe some of Zoro's moments narratively they're more important, so they don't put as much resources into Sanji's moments because narratively they're not as important, something like that. But it is noticeable. I'm not gonna say it gets corrected, but the fact that it's acknowledged somewhat, you know, I expect Sanji to get a moment, not like a makeup scene or makeup animation, but I think we're gonna get like an epic Sanji scene this arc in Egghead in the anime. Because now it's like cognizant, right? So now when you animate the next big, what's the next big Sanji scene? Damn, in Egghead. Is it Kicking Saturn? Or Kizaru? Because isn't Sanji about to not be able to move? Right? So I think him versus Kizaru. Personally, I think what they should do is extend Sanji versus Kizaru a little bit. Give him a moment. There. You extend that, then we're good. But that's my prediction. I think Sanji gets an amazing scene in the anime because of like what's happened. Smoke said the try immortality being perpetual youth and regen from fatal blows. Said, oh, Emu being perpetual youth and regen from fatal blows. I think I'm on board with it being different for the Gorosei and the God Knights because the God Knights were aging. Like I said, I think you have to be more connected to Emu probably to stop the aging process. Join 02 says, so the haki still emanating from Smers' body after the cut? Can he not regen because Scopper's haki was infused and concentrated into the wound some way? That's so weird though, Julian, because it's like I would think that no matter what, once you cut someone with armament or whatever it is somewhat infused. But I guess the intention would be to. What if the intention with the cut is to not only you're not infusing your blade, right? The cut is meant to infuse the body to disorient maybe the molecules or whatever, so you can't regen. Almost like radio knife. Remember Law's Attack, radio knife? Where if Law is so broken, bro. If you hit with that attack, you can't assemble right away. So maybe it's something like that. Dog. Now I think about it, radio knife is 1,000% going to be used in the final war. 1,000%. And you know what? Now I think about it, Law probably has an upgraded version to radio knife that's going to be used in the final war. Also, also, we did not see a slash from Gaban. Like his arm was just cut. Is it like because here's the thing. I understand speed blitz, right? But it looked like he hit him twice. The first cut, he wasn't there yet. He cut his arm off, and then he cut him again. You see what I'm saying? But we didn't see a slash. So he sent a flying slash. He was still far away when he sent that cut. He sent a flying slash, and then he blitzed him. Gaban? Unless he blitzed him twice. That's crazy. That's crazy. That's I think this is what Scopper Gaban needed. This is what he needed for the legend. Now, here's the thing. Here's narratively what makes sense. Now we got to put our narrative bag on a little bit. What makes sense here? Smers getting defeated by Scopper or something else happening, somebody else showing up. Because it all feels too clean. So where's the issue? Where's the rub? Right? Where's the rub? What happens? Obviously, Smers can't get defeated here. Something has to happen to prevent Scopper from coming out on top. Either somebody else shows up, because when I ask people where we think we are in the arc, a lot of people are like, oh, I don't even think we're halfway yet. And I'm like, I don't know. Right? So if we're not even halfway yet, something has to get in the way of Gaban. Or maybe gets caught in a dream from killing him. However, Oda probably just wants to plant that seed. Gaban, unfortunately, Gaban could get jacked up next chapter. That could happen. Not because he's too weak, but because of, caveats. You know how Oda does it. Because I don't think this is just an outright W arc over. So something is going to happen. Okay. I love this, though. Let's see. Anthony Bembata says, got to be the thing that Mihawk and Joy Boy do where the hockey just permanently changes things like Yoru or the rope permanently protecting your hockey. I mean, I think it's just possibly. I think it's someone imbuing your hockey in the opponent. So it's almost like Rio, where Rio you're expelling it, but in this way you're expelling it at the right time so that it lingers. So what it does, right? I think what it does is not completely. It doesn't completely stop regen. It just momentarily halts it. So you can hurt them in this moment. Where I think Smers will get his arm back, but I think it's not as instant. So it's disorienting. There's no way Kid has cock and Mihawk doesn't. Why would we use Kid as Kid has the will of fire, man. Shout out to PK Jin for joining Fabo. Shout out to Young Smoke again for gifting 5. Appreciate you, Smoke. Spencer with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, my G. Says Yamato gets ACOC. Oh, the implications. Okay, I ain't even touching that. I'm not even touching that. We not going back down that dark road. Andres, Famo, 31 months, my boy Andres. He said, by the way, this is a chopper L pet. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Realistically, what are still our expectations for Chopper? What do we expect from Chopper at this point? What do we expect? I just want to know. Because I'm gonna be honest, y'all, I don't expect much. I expect Chopper to do some doctoring, to let us know when something is a disease. When I'm not expecting Chopper to do much fighting. I don't know if it's a Chopper L. I think this is just Chopper who Chopper is. Yo, Sodral joined fam. Appreciate you, Sodral. Nonsense says all the Straw Hats have both arm and hockey in observation. All the Straw Hats do? They just don't use it? Monkey D Gaming, 13 months, fam. I appreciate you, my guy. He said, was God Valley a place of dark or demonic rituals? Well, we saw the summoning that was happening. Was it Sabaody? We saw a summoning happen before, right? So I don't want to go that far to say God Valley is that place, because obviously Emu and those guys, they have verse knowledge in the dark arts. But that's not a bad theory. Alan, what's happening, Alan? What's going on? He said, oh my God, if they make him look terrible in the next few episodes because of what happens next, then it's an open and shut case. I mean, okay. Sanji in the upcoming episodes, he doesn't look great, right? Like he's going to not be able to move, right? So there's only so much they can do in the upcoming episodes, I think. Flame Pillar Diaz with the $5. Appreciate you, my guy. So they had Sanji versus Kizaru in the opening back in the day. Now look how they've massacred my boy. Is that Hard Knock Days? Right? That's Hard Knock Days, right? I think it's Hard Knock Days. No, that's not Hard Knock. Was it Hard Knock Days? No, that's not Hard Knock Days. What opening was that? Is it Video Knife? Yo, Sodral. I appreciate the donation. This is 100. Thank you, my. Thank you, my guy. He said, what I can tell you about immortality in Japanese is that there are some different terms for it. The one that describes the God's Knights is Fujimi, which we can translate to a body that doesn't die, but it is not eternal youth. So, Drow, you could be lying, but we gonna take this as fact. I appreciate you. I appreciate you, my G. Wait, but okay, Sodra, I got a question though. What is used to describe the Gorosei then? What's the difference? Because Fujimi is for the God Knights. What's for the Gorosei? Black Lightning said we're gonna with the $10 super. Appreciate you, Black Lightning. He said we're gonna pretend Oda don't do Sanji dirty in the manga too. He has Zoro pushing back Fuji, but Sanji getting blitzed by Kizaru. This happens both sides. The anime just adding filler as well. Does Oda make Sanji look bad in the manga? I think Oda plays with Sanji more than he plays with Zoro. Because of Sanji's character, I think you can get away with it, right? Because he's more jovial, a bit more loose, than Zoro is. So yeah, you would say he. Does he make him look bad? I would say, okay, here's what I say. Zoro does look better than Sanji in the manga as well, but the discrepancy between Zoro and Sanji in the anime is just way more vast. It's like a chasm. How the animation treats Sanji versus how it treats Zoro. All of Zoro's scenes are fantastic. Every single one. Every single Zoro scene is fantastic. And here's the thing. I don't think it was like this in Wano. I think in Wano, Sanji scenes and Zoro scenes that were handled pretty much the same, but Zoro just had way more epic scenes in Wano. Just, he was on the rooftop, all that. In Egghead, I don't know what happened. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what happened. I don't know what Sanji did, but it's just different. Yo, James Johnson said Gaban will die here in Elbaf. I'm not against that. Y'all may think like I just want everybody to die. I just want somebody to die. But that's not even true. I want somebody to die of consequence that makes sense, that has an impact on the arc and the characters in the arc. Don't give me some flyaways, right? Don't just give me some random deaths and be like, Ranya's dad died. I'd feel for Rana, but I'm like, I don't give about her dad. Smokey said, I expect Chopper to be eating cotton candy, dealing drugs, and selling merch. That's it. That's it. I don't expect too much from Chopper, bro. Chopper's cute. Kawaii. Desune. Naza says, so you don't expect a monster doctor to be a monster first? Also, I'm back in Discord. Welcome back, nonsense. Welcome back. No, I don't even look at Chopper as a monster anymore. Chopper's cute. Chopper's not even a monster. Even his monster form is kind of, yeah. Jessica says, I think it's a good thing that Chopper is innocent. Things always go bad when a scientist or doctor starts to not be a bitch. That's how we get Shao Tucker. You're not wrong. I guess because I'm watching the Last of Us series, I'm not sure how many people are actually watching it because I saw some outrage about Ellie saying that she's gonna be a dad. When the game's been out for what? At least 5 years now, right? When Ellie said she's gonna be a dad and Dina's like, because Dina's pregnant. And it was outrage. I'm like, come on, bro. It's obviously a joke. But the doctor, when Abby was doing her thing, she was like against it. She was like, yo, what was her name? Nora? Yeah, she was against it. She wasn't, so doctors, because you're a doctor and your job is to save lives, typically, you have a different disposition altogether. Matt said people don't realize just because Zoro has better scenes doesn't mean Sanji must equally be as good as Zoro. Sanji just doesn't have that motion. Yo, y'all always do that, bro. Y'all be stomping on Sanji's grave. But that's a fact. Like I'm a Sanji guy as much as I'm a Zoro guy. Maybe I'm a little bit more of a Zoro guy. But I'm more of a Sanji guy when it gets too crazy. However, Zoro has more motion than Sanji, and that's just a fact. Nobody can dispute that. Zoro has more motion than Sanji. Zoro is the more popular character. People like Zoro more. Zoro's scenes probably get more views. People are more interested in Zoro than Sanji. That's just the facts of it. Right? Should that impact how the animation team handles Zoro versus Sanji? Partially. I mean, he's the bigger draw, right? So it's more care being taken. Now, should it be this much of a discrepancy? No. Not at all. I don't agree with that. Yo, King. Is that King Lou? Famo, 30 months? Brago, hope to see you at DreamCon. Yeah, I will. Okay. All right. I'll say this. I will be in Houston, Lord willing, in less than a month. I don't have DreamCon tickets yet. And I don't think there are any more drops. So I got to get some DreamCon tickets. But the plan is to be at DreamCon. Either way, I'll be at Houston. I'll be at DreamCon events. I don't know how coherent I will be. All right. But I will be in Houston. Lord willing. Flame Pillar Diaz said it was Wake Up. Hold on. I forgot about Wake Up. Oh, it was Wake Up. I didn't like this one as much. The animation was great though. Sanji fighting Kizaru is a dream matchup that we always want because of just like they both use kicks. So it would be an amazing matchup aesthetically, but John Lowe said if Rania dies, I'm gonna cry. Yeah, that would hurt me. I hope Rania doesn't die. Just because I love The Last of Us. Well, okay, Ellie didn't just erase Jesse. Funny enough. What Ellie said was we're gonna have a baby because she's with Dina now. Now, the only thing that was just like, and I can't help it, right? They're on this journey, and you assume they've been on this journey for weeks, maybe close to a month at this point. I don't know how long they've been traveling, but they just came out from fighting against zombies, fighting against Wolf, and all these different people, and then they just go right into a sex scene. And, you know, Ellie just starts doing whatever to Dina, and I'm like, bro. Y'all. And then Dina was worried about morning breath. And then her way to cure morning breath was to eat beef jerky. I guess beef jerky breath is better than morning breath. Either way. Smoke said, what is Oda doing to my boy Jinbei? Come on, y'all, that's Unk. He got Hawaiian shirts. He ain't just a fishman. Listen, Smoke, Oda's not doing anything to Jinbei that Jinbei isn't already is. I like Jinbei. Y'all know that. I love Jinbei. But it's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup. It's a bad matchup. Swordsman of cheat codes, legendary. When Kagurabachi comes out, if the animation studio that gets Kagurabachi does a great job and handles it well, everybody is going to be deep throating Kagurabachi's blades because it has everything you want in an anime that casuals are going to love. It has sorcery, it has swordsman, it has edge, it has even cute, lovable kids that you can kind of root for. So it has like a bunch of elements that I think makes for an amazing anime if it's handled correctly. Football guy, what's happening, bro? So let's get Brago, how you like the chapter? I really enjoyed the chapter, especially towards the end. The implications are more towards like what we supposedly have figured out how to hurt the Gorosei, or the God Knights at least. But also character moments. I like seeing Robin on the move. That was really good. And seeing the others handle things. You like seeing the others handle things. So Robin doing that is great. Hopefully somebody else steps up that's not Zoro, Luffy, Sanji. But nah, that was good. I like the chapter. Okay. Izaz says Zoro got more motion than Luffy because Oda got rid of his goofy. Zoro is Aura incarnate now. Izaz. Zoro will never have more motion than Luffy, bro. No matter what happens. Even if Luffy dies, Zoro will never have more motion. We gotta stop this. Stop it right now. Zoro will never have more motion than Monkey D. I am sorry, bro. No shot. Sojal says, there's no official description to the Gorosei like Saul describing the God Knights. There's a thing that Bonnie can't age them. Furofushi is the word for perpetual youth, but it hasn't been used for them yet. Sojal, this is very important information. I appreciate that. That's Argentinian pesos, less than $1. I'm sorry. Bro, Sojal, thank you so much. Whatever it is, thank you. Yeah, Dina was complaining about morning breath, like her and Ellie weren't covered in rain and mud. Yeah, bro. And then I don't want to get too graphic, but Ellie started using her fingers, and she was just fighting infected. I'm like, they did find some monostat earlier in the episode, so. DS, I'm not watching season 2 because I don't like what they did with the story in the second game. We fell in love with 2 characters and they chose to introduce some antagonists and make you play as them. All right, I'm gonna say this, right? Was it Vagisil? Yeah. That? It was something that they found. I was like, yeah, she's gonna need that. But I initially did not like The Last of Us 2 game. Then I started, because that's the difference, right? In the series, they tell you what the problem is off rip. In the game, you have to find out. It's not just spelled out exactly what they are, what or who Abby is. In this series, they tell you straight up. And so you hate Abby for most of the game. Then you find out why she's mad. Then it's like, I get it. I think they should have kept the audience in suspense a bit more in regards to who Abby is, what she wants, all that. They just told them, right? So Abby's sympathetic off rip. But, it's a show versus a game, Oh, I'm not caught up to Kagurabachi yet. I'm on like chapter 22 or something like that. We're gonna get caught up though, real quick. Oda's left us on a great cliffhanger. I agree, football guy. It's a great cliffhanger because we could go into flashback. We could go into some more explanation about what he's doing. We could get some more characters showing up because Gaban is not just gonna win here. Like we're not at that part in the arc. So nah, you're bugging. Luffy has higher peaks, but Zoro has a higher average. Nah, bro, I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't do that. I can't see that. Hey, peace out, Dr. Umar. Have a safe flight, man. Have a safe flight. Zoro fans can't make their own motion without mentioning or downplaying Luffy. It's pathetic. Yeah, we can't downplay Luffy like that. I'm not going to say Zoro. Nobody has more motion than Luffy in One Piece. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. There's been more stakes in Bachi than OP for a while for me. Yeah, I mean, a different series, you know? And that's why I say, Nate, like, I enjoy reading different series. Now, even not solo leveling. Sakamoto Days. I just got to a place in Sakamoto Days where, and I'm not going to spoil. I'm not going to spoil. But, man, a lot of people died. All right? A lot of people died. A lot of people died, and it cut a certain thing. Like, a lot of people died, and a large percentage of people died, which is crazy. Amazing. And again, you get different things from different series. I'm not expecting a lot of death from One Piece, right? This is not the type of story it is. It is a slow burn. It is a lot. It's way more to it. So, I get it. We about to end this in 5 minutes. We've been going for too long anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to spoil Sakamoto Days. Yes, I have seen Sinners. Pearline don't need to watch nothing off. I mean, to be fair, all Pearline did was walk a couple miles. All Pearline did is walk a couple miles. Now, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Miss Pearline ain't wax it up, all right? And so, it's a little, but it's all good. It's all good. What headphones are these? I don't remember. Yeah, they're Bluetooth. Where after this VOD post, Isaiah has this comment, and I'll find a few and I'll respond. No, Khan says it's the HyperX Cloud. That's what they are. The HyperX Cloud. I think the HyperX Cloud 2. Nah, it definitely had some twang, right? And the thing is, she wasn't there. Well, okay, they started dancing and all that different stuff, and it wasn't a daytime. I'm not sure how much time passed while Pearline was in that club, and it was blazing hot, little bush. I would say it's fine. It's fine. I'm not gonna say it's not. That's not terrible. And I think that kind of got her riled up a little bit, That kind of got her riled up a little bit. She's like, word? She said, but she belonged to the streets, though. She said, I'm married. He said, so what? What that mean to me? Yo. That's crazy. I'm gonna say this, man. I'm gonna say this. Sinners is the garlic scene is so crazy. Yeah, that was like, I'm like, bro, what are you trying to die? Sinners was a good movie. It was a good movie. I think I gotta watch it again because I'm not gonna lie, it's a bit jarring with Smoke and Stack and getting used to, of course, Michael B. Jordan playing both roles. So it's just like, all right, that's smoke, stack. All right, all right, all right, I got it. Right, and then getting used to that, and I think he did an amazing job. By the way, I think he did an amazing job by different personalities, different nuances with the characters. I think that was really good. I see some people saying that's his best role so far, his best acting performance. I would say it's up there. I really liked his Fruitvale Station performance as well, but I would say because of the difficulty, um, and I mean, you can see the growth. You can see the growth in his acting. So it might be, it might be, it might be his best role. But I really liked it. I really liked it. Chronicle being his best performance is crazy. Chronicle. And I like Chronicle, but nigga, don't kill me, bro. Gerard said in the game, Ellie was actually angry at the pregnancy. I don't remember the game. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. I don't remember every single moment. I was gonna try to play through it as I was watching the series, but I don't remember. But if she was, I mean, for the show, they're gonna change things. Even with them adding Gale, right? And I think Gale was a great addition to the series, right? I think Gale's a great addition. But you know, Drew says performance. I've never seen The Wire, Drew. Don't spoil. I've never seen The Wire. It's in the plans to watch it within the next year or two. But so The Last of Us is promoting LGBT. Lexi said, "Goofy ass me, bro. It's an alarm. I don't, it's an alarm. You know what? That's that. It's time to wrap it up. I don't have a ringtone. My phone is always on silent. The Last of Us promoting LGBT. Wait, he said a jolly ass alarm. That's crazy. My alarm is too jolly. Precious said never free cheeky. Never. A happy nigga ringtone. Bro, it's a regular it was a default. Um, I don't know if The Last of Us is promoting LGBT. Well, I mean that was the game, right? Ellie was gay. That's just the game. Are they promoting LGBT? Is it by the seaside? I don't know. It's just the default. But like, it's something that was annoying enough where, all right, whatever. I don't want to like my alarm tone necessarily because I'm gonna hate it. What? That's a jolly alarm. That's crazy. But Ellie's gay. And I don't think like. I don't think they're promoting LGBT is crazy. I don't think they're doing that. Um, Niggas be gay, right? Niggas just be gay and shit, and they're just showing that experience. It is what it is. You know, I don't know. I didn't go into the show like surprised that Ellie. I mean, because I played the game, right? And then even in the game, playing the game, was I super shocked that Ellie was gay? Not necessarily. Um, in the show, they did make it. I mean, I think that was like implied in the game too. What was that dude? That dude from season one that had his own. He had his own. Uh, he had like everything. His own like territory. I forget his name, but I don't. I mean, niggas be gay, bro. So she doesn't look like Ellie at all. Bill. That was his name. Bill. I mean, this is funny. Somebody I remember I was in Discord and somebody was talking about that. Was like, ah man, I can't watch it because Ellie doesn't uh what's the name doesn't look like Ellie. And it was like what? It's like, yeah, she's not cute enough. I was like, what do you mean by that? you know? I said watch it. I just don't find her fitting 100%. I I don't know. It's kind of like they're casting for chemistry, acting. Of course, look matters somewhat, but it's just like you can't expect a 1-to-1 because you can find somebody that looks more like Ellie, but they're probably not as good an actor. So it's like I personally I don't see the big deal. Personally, um, that's how I look at it. I can see people being upset and not upset, but being a bit, you know, apprehensive and they wanting her to fit more aesthetically what Ellie looks like in the game. But I think they're going more for like the acting and kind of delivering those moments. So, but so far I've enjoyed season 2 more than season 1. I'm not gonna lie. I have. So the acting is bad too. Oh wow, they got a really good cast. It's a really good cast they've assembled. So, I mean, do you think Pedro Pascal can't act? I don't know. Like, I don't know. The Warriors getting up. Yo, what up, Chuck? Yeah, the Sakamoto Days manga is fantastic. I want to say, I want to say, the Sakamoto Days manga is easily better than the anime. So much better. Dina is a crazy fit. Do you like Dina's actress? I think Dina's actress is well, people are not gonna mind Dina's actress because she's attractive, because she's hot. He said yes, I like Dina's actress. What's more upsetting, her not looking like Ellie or Braga not doing discussions no more? Whoa. Chuck. Yikes, Chuck. Um, FCK said she's a kid. Come on. Oh, Chuck, come on, man. Y'all, you know the vibes. I'm be honest, y'all. Yeah, because isn't Ellie at this point like 19? Ellie at this point is 19. I think Dina's like 20 or 21, right? Something like that. But they're not kids. I mean, because Dina's pregnant. Not saying kids can't get pregnant, but like, Chuck is out of line, but he's right. Chuck, I'm gonna do better, Chuck. I'm gonna do better, Chuck. I'm gonna do better, Chuck. To Be Hero X is okay. I gotta. People are saying it's good. I watched the first episode. I was like, what the hell am I watching? So I gotta get back on it. I've been loving Vigilantes though. Not loving. I've been liking Vigilantes. Last episode I really really liked. Um, the actress is 23. Yeah, I saw the actress. She's gonna be in the new Superman movie too. So she's just like she's on an upward trajectory. Crew don't get together no more. Lives to live. Now we gonna get the crew together. We gonna get the crew together. I think even in Houston, um, we gonna have we gonna definitely stream and have a good stream in Houston because we gonna be there. I'm not sure the One Piece is gonna be on break, but it's a Tiger and Bunny. There's a lot of stuff I gotta watch, but if the chapter comes out, well, because I'm going down to Houston Thursday. That Thursday, that's like the 27th, 29th. I don't know. That Thursday, probably the 29th. And so the chapter maybe comes out that Thursday. And if it comes out that Thursday, we do like a group live reaction to it. Some vlogs, stuff like that. You know, should be fun. Y'all gotta play ball. Yeah, I'm sure. We'll do some outside activity. Dandaran. Ellie just looks chopped. She ruins the serious moments. It just got me dying. Damn. A lot of people don't like Ellie because she's ugly in their eyes. I'm in Houston. Yeah, we gonna be in Houston, man. Next time I'm coming to Dallas. I might be in Dallas in July. Probably in July, I'm be in Dallas. I need some I gotta go back to Terry Black's, man. Brago leaking the B&B. Mm, well, which B&B? Cause it's two B&Bs. We'll see. We'll see. You know, have a little kickback. Teague played Gilly. I mean, come on, bro. Well, in Dallas, Steves is in Houston, right? I believe Steves is in Houston. Matt Dallas, Corey Dallas, Caster Dallas. Um, no, Sensei is in Houston. Who else is in Dallas? Oh, Scape is in Dallas. There are more people in Dallas. A lot of people in Texas. Lady Mormon hated Soul Force. Trent not in Texas. Angel Race said, "Fly me out, big bro." Listen, man. You know what a fly out mean, right? You know what you're asking for. All right, y'all. Good chapter. Streamed way longer than I uh, than I anticipated, but I appreciate you. But he didn't say no. I hear I ought to treat other races in general. 99% of top tiers are humans. I think it'd be more interesting if they were more diverse. I mean, I think because most of the world is humans, right? Oh yeah, I know about Cass. Actually, he worked with my boyfriend before. What the hell? Oh God. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Oh gosh. She said, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's like, nah, shout out to my guy. Ask Caster about Kelly Moore paint. I'm gonna ask him. I'm gonna ask him. Sakamoto's no, for sure. That's gonna happen, Giuseppe. Um, we're gonna once I get to a certain point in Sakamoto, I'm gonna have a discussion. Says good, he's cool, but Kelly Moore was ass. I'm asking about it. Like I said, we gonna Houston gonna be a vibe. I think. I don't know for a fact. I think a kickback. I think we thrown a little kickback, but it's an Airbnb, and you know how some Airbnbs are, so it's like, you know, Jay Prince said, "I check in." We not your little niggas, bro. Like, we not your little niggas. Which Adam can sign to be at the end of the story? Um, I think he beat like at least two. 2, 3. Not all of them. Yeah, Spencer, we about to get out of here. We've been here for like 2.5 hours. VOD will be up. Appreciate y'all pulling up. But nah, we gonna be in Dallas soon. I'm gonna be in Dallas soon. In a couple months. So, you know. Yeah. Z Saturn. Yeah. That's the plan. Like I said, there's a lot of series that I'm really liking right now. And we love solo leveling, so it's a lot of stuff that we can talk about, but definitely in time. But yeah, I appreciate y'all pulling up. Y'all be safe. I'm not gonna guarantee a discussion, but I would like to have a discussion. It depends on Chuck. Depends on what Chuck decides to do. And I ain't talked to the guys in a while, man. I want to talk to the guys. So it depends on Chuck. Whatever Chuck decides to do, we do. You know what I'm saying? But if anything, I'll talk to y'all later. Y'all have a good weekend. And peace out.